Do it.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. Boom, 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 boom.
That is so lame.
Well, it needs work. We're gonna scrap that one up and toss it away. It went better in my head.
Izzy, what do you think about that? Honestly, I'm out.
I mean, it feels very old school Hollywood. You gotta pay your respects.
Thank you.
But I do agree, it's real cheesy.
So that's it for iCarly. We're gonna talk about the new iCarly show. I have yet to watch it, but Izzy is gonna give us the full review in comparison, how it stacks up to the old one. It's episode 3 of Q&L podcast.
Q&L.
Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh, am I just supposed to start? It's so cute. It's just like watching the old show. And I found out one of the newer actors, she's a younger girl, was a huge fan in one of the like big fan groups or something. I would have to check that, but I guess it's cute though. So she's like keeping everyone on track to make sure that it's at least reminiscent.
Okay, so how does the new iCarly show kind of start?
How does it start? Well, we're on the second season now. It just starts where Carly's not doing too good in life. She's having trouble with men and wants to restart her iCarly show and gets with Freddie. And they mention Sam is not able to be there because Jeanette McCurdy has obvious issues with iCarly. But no, it's so cute. Now Freddie and Carly are together, which we waited our whole childhoods for. I definitely would make it like worth watching.
Yeah, you said it was not like iCarly. It's like
it's adult iCarly. They talk about sex and drugs and they're drinking and shit. Like it's good.
So it's meant for the people who watched iCarly that are older now, not for new young kids.
It's not for young kids. It's for us grown-ups who watched it. That's a good way to word it.
So yeah, is it awkward that Sam is not in the show?
I don't think so, because most of the fans who watch iCarly either read her book or know enough about the situation to understand why she needs to be far away from it. There's no animosity towards the cast. There's just too much trauma associated with it.
Yeah. That sucks for her that she couldn't come back and get that bag. You know, that was an easy bag for her to secure, and that kind of fucking sucks.
I don't know, she made way more money off that book, that tell-all book.
True, but then she could have came back and made 2 bags. But yeah, that book, hopefully it sold out good.
Yeah, because she still would have brought her fan base. There would have been do you think there would have been a bigger fan base if she was on the show, possibly?
Yes and no. I think, again, she's been really removed from social media and just media in general since iCarly. We've seen her on 1 or 2 other shows, smaller parts. And then she went away. She kind of disappeared. I'm not sure. I don't believe so, no.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Because her book was basically saying, the title of it was I Hate My Mom, right?
Yeah, I'm glad my mom died.
Yes, that's what it was. I'm glad my mom died.
Oh yeah, now I got her story. I
Her
remember.
mom was super abusive.
Yeah.
And it was a really like Stockholm syndrome type, and again, no animosity, but her mom kind of lived her life through her, the same as most other childhood stars' stories.
Yeah, exactly. Because what child says, hey, I want to be an actor? No, most kids can't even tell you what they want for lunch.
Mm-hmm. And when your one parent is smiling at you saying this is everything you've ever wanted, of course it's gonna be everything you want.
So what's going on in season 2 of iCarly? Where is the cast at? What are they doing?
Season 2, we're about halfway through. They just got together and announced it to the world, and one of like the side characters from the original series, Neville, came back.
Neville Longbottom,
yes.
Dude. We will rue the fucking day when Neville Longbottom fucking makes his return.
They did deep fakes of Carly.
Oh, Neville deep faked her? That's a Neville move. That is a fucking Neville fucking move, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's like relatable to today. People talk about deep fakes. It's a real world issue. Yeah, it's good. And Neville has a wife who's just as crazy as him. She's awesome.
Beautiful writing by the writers there.
I wish Gibby was in it. That's like the only sad. It gets a 9 out of 10 because there's no Gibby.
And no Sam.
No Sam. Again, I think
You
I'm
understand,
happy
though.
for her. I think I'm happy for her that she's found peace.
Yeah, she wanted to get away from that horrible environment that she was in.
Yeah, like Dan Schneider, or we won't say his name because it's all alleged, but he was a terrible person. Just horrible.
And I'm glad people know that as well.
Yeah, people are starting to find out, but he did a lot of weird things, and as people point them out, you start to remember them. Like, I guess he has a fascination with feet, and how many logos of Nickelodeon were feet as kids. Or
Yeah.
at the end of iCarly, where they show their toes with the little smiley face.
Sick.
Like, it's disgusting when you find out and you think back. Man's a freak.
He definitely leveraged his position directing kids to definitely do some weird shit.
Well, Miranda was our actor of the week last week.
She was, so that's why we had to talk about iCarly, because that was one thing we missed. Well, we had Izzy with us because she was the main part of the review, because we did not.
Yeah, Izzy was our first guest last week, and we welcome her back again because she might be a part of this crew.
Maybe.
She is a part of the crew, regardless. She is your significant other, so she's got to support you and be next to you regardless of if she wants to be on or be off, you know. But yes,
You're on.
Well, it
You're
depends on the time. Because I gotta go to bed.
today was a fucked up day. I had to
Oh, did you
go to the
you got
AT&T
timer for that.
store.
Okay.
I had to go to the AT&T store, get a new phone, deal with, if anyone's ever gotten a new phone, it's really horrible when you don't get the new phone because you wanted to. You get it because your phone is broken or stolen. And then when they ask you, though, they're going to text you your old phone, a 4-digit code, if you can just verify that code. It's so annoying because you obviously don't have access to that phone. So anyone that's been in that conundrum knows immediately what I'm talking about. And if not, pray to God you never lose your phone. But yeah, it's some topics we're going to talk about real quick. The sub, Tfue, Electric Forest was this weekend, which was pretty cool. We're going to go over the Harry Potter series and some NBA news and maybe talk about Juice WRLD. But yeah, thoughts on the sub that shook the world.
The submarine got so many views, so many viral views, right? So what do we think about that specific? We already know that media is at the highest rate, so obviously it's going to get the metro effect, right? It's going to get everywhere. Everybody knew about the Titanic boom, right? Because they got imploded in there, which is horrible. I think we're distracted by something, but who am I to say, right? Who am I to say?
I hate that phrase. We're being distracted with this or like, this is a distraction. This is just what's getting clicks. Everything's out there if you look for it. It's just people enjoy ignorance. They enjoy sitting there and not having to think about what's happening in Ukraine or what's happening in Saudi or what's happening in general. They would rather not think about that and instead look at this mesmerizing event of $250,000, 5 billionaires, the Titanic. It's so many wonderful things for people to click. I would rather read about that than read about a war. I think it's a choice to be distracted. It's not that the media and the government is purposely doing it, as much as people like to say it is.
Exactly, because the news only will spend 2 minutes on each topic. They'll talk about the sub, and then they're talking about Ukraine. But most people want to go think to the sub. Man, if I was in that submarine, you're placing yourself in the sub. You know, you're sitting there, air is running out, dudes farting, and you're just in. You're putting yourself in the submarine. People are doing that, and then you're.
But you open up every single app. You open up every single app, and those are the top videos. Yes, of course they are. Like, they have the likes. They have all of the likes. Of course they're going to be on the top of your news feed, your feed.
It's sensational.
But
course.
it's like deep in your feed too. It's you don't think there's any means to hide anything? You don't think there's any means?
While I was thinking about the sub, I was thinking about other famous ships that exploded, and these were all off the top of my head. No Google. This was all top of my head. The Challenger spacecraft.
Yeah, the Challenger disaster was horrible.
The Zeppelin blimp.
Well, yeah.
Isn't that like
and then
that's the hidden
myth?
No, the Zeppelin is like a big blimp that happened. It's the Hindenburg disaster. I want to say it landed on a bridge and a ton of people died. Like, it blew up because it was filled with helium. Because helium, obviously, like balloons, it's lighter than oxygen, so it floats. But helium is very flammable, so if there was an explosion or anything...
No, a blimp.
The blimp, yeah.
A Zeppelin blimp that, like, crashed in, like, 1930.
Yeah,
it's the Hindenburg disaster.
That was so long ago.
I had these little cards as a kid that said
I guess
all
the Titanic was so long.
Yeah, and then obviously I had the Titanic as a famous ship that exploded, and then the last one was I had Kobe's helicopter. And as you think about all
Walker's car.
these famous crashes, this will go down in history alongside with these famous ships voyages that went down, you know, whether it be an aircraft or a boat. So we could just notch that one on the list.
Did you guys ever go to the Challenger, like, museum as a kid?
Dude, did you do the field trip?
Yeah.
Yes, that field trip was fucking legend.
It was so good.
Yeah, that was an awesome fucking field trip.
I loved eating the ice cream, the frozen or astronaut ice cream, and then pulling the rocks is what I remember at the different weights.
I remember did everyone get like a specific task?
Yes,
You had to
do
like
the water.
you had to like do your task, like pull your weight. Like every astronaut has a task.
Dude, it was insane. I remember the hallway. The whole class got into a hallway and it spun around, or like the walls spun, and that's how you got into the spacecraft.
Never been.
Never. Oh, it was the best field trip ever.
You didn't go? That's fine.
It's like really sad. I like feel bad about that.
I mean, I went to Washington D.C.
Yeah, I didn't go.
I didn't go either.
So
there you go.
That QNL will be going to Washington D.C.
You know,
one day.
I seen the White House.
You're gonna show us.
I seen the White House.
I want you to show me.
You
I
know,
wanna go to the Smithsonian.
I was at the gate. I was at the black gate.
Oh, that's tight. I don't know what the gate is. What gate?
Yeah,
The gate
what?
that-
There's so many gates.
He's at the black gate. I'm like, yeah,
The
what gate?
The gate, the huge gate that surrounds the White House. What do you think?
Oh,
Black
that's
Gate?
called the Black Gate?
No, it's not the. I mean, that's the Lord of the Rings phrase.
Okay, that's what I was like, what the fuck are we talking about here? I want to see the big statue, the big monument, and then I want to see Lincoln. I want to sit on the steps like he does in front of him.
I'm pretty sure, like, from the hotel that we were in, we seen the big escort for the president, if I'm not mistaken.
That's dope.
We seen that big ass like the whole road is just clear. Like, you're like, why is the road dead? And then here comes this pile of vehicles. You're like, Jesus Christ. And then they got police cars and ambulance behind it for extra, you know, like, if something does happen, they're there already. It's completely wild.
Yeah, one of them I believe is like a mobile hospital or something, so they could perform surgery.
It's
like right
wild.
there.
It's
crazy.
Yeah. You have all these armored cars full of weapons. You already know they are. And then right behind it, they have what you said, basically a hospital right behind them. You know, and
the
and
best
you already know
surgeons
that,
in the world.
you already know that there's people that are highly educated to do an operation in those vehicles that are protecting him too, as well. You're not hiring people off the streets here. Come on now.
No, I remember that girl I showed you on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah.
I love her. I
She is dope.
forget her name, but she's like, I spent a day with the FBI, or I did Secret Service training.
Yeah, the training thing was cool.
She literally like does the training, like how you would get in. You jump over enough hoops and pull-ups and crap, and then she goes there and actually talks to these people and does a mission with them, and she does the Secret Service motorcade with them, and has to essentially get the president through an assassination attempts and shit. It's so cool.
It's entertaining and definitely something that if you put your shoes in there, it's one hell of a job.
I just love that it's a girl doing it. Not many people, you don't see a lot of women as Secret Service members or as Navy SEALs, and she's doing it and keeping up, and even they're like, wow, I can't believe you know how to hold a gun. She's like, yeah, I trained with the SEALs like last month.
Glad they're documenting it too, so that way it's
inspiring.
It's inspiring and more out there for people to realize it.
I think she's doing NASA next, is what she tweeted. She's training to be an astronaut.
That's crazy. I remember when being an astronaut was something kids wanted to do. Now I don't think any kid wants to be a fucking astronaut. Kids want to be.
You don't think so?
I think kids want to be YouTubers and kids want to be
Ninja.
Kids want to be playing video games with
I think they're told
ninjas.
their whole lives it's so much work. It's so far away from you that it doesn't feel in their grasp.
Kids want to be football players still. You know, that'll never go away. Kids will always want to be sport players.
That's why I feel the same.
But
way
I
with
don't think kids care about space exploration.
No, I feel the
like
same way that you
to.
just said about football and sports, and I feel the same way you just said that. There's gonna be that one or two kid. I want to be an astronaut. The kid with the huge imagination. Come on now, picture this.
I don't think so. I think Americans specifically are taught from a young age to value money, especially now. If people are talking about the economy, it's everywhere. All you talk about is money and wealth. What do you see people who get the fancy cars, who get the nice outfits, who get the nice houses? It's the athletes, it's the movie stars, it's the influencers. So that's what you want to be, because you're taught to not be sad and depressed. You have to be wealthy. And unfortunately, right now, being a teacher, a doctor, an astronaut aren't deemed really wealthy fields anymore. They're kind of just above average.
Yeah, you can make way more money on Instagram than you can with a medical degree if you know how to leverage your Instagram following.
Yeah, 100%. The best doctors make $2 million, $3 million a year. A good influencer can make that in a month.
A girl on OnlyFans.
A week. Tana Mojo makes that in a day.
A girl on OnlyFans.
That kind of brings me to my next topic. Tfue, a huge video game influencer, only 25 years old, just announced he is saying goodbye. Most likely will be like a 3-year hiatus. He burnt himself out. Too much work, and now he wants to take a step back. And he basically said in his video on YouTube that he doesn't see video games as a thing that brings him joy anymore. That he views video games as work, and that's him going to work. And who the fuck wants to go to work? You know what I mean?
So go get a job.
No, he's gonna go do something else. Find a different venture.
He needs to find another hobby. When the thing that you love and find enjoyment and fulfillment out of becomes work, you don't have joy or fulfillment anymore.
I mean, isn't that like the main goal of life, is to do the job that you love?
Yeah, but you still need to have outside things.
I mean, this dude, I understand Alec was trying to give me a point and everything, but this dude was streaming with his buddies on his boat, you know? Like, and he's saying that...
Yeah, you're also on a boat, but remember, you're on stream. Everything you do has got to be... You're under pressure. You can't have fun on a boat if you're on stream. You can't do what you want to do if you're live. You got to be always
professional
careful.
mode.
Yeah, professional mode. Because you use one slip up on Twitch and he's done.
Plus, in those kinds of careers, you need to be ahead of the game. You need to be thinking 2-3 weeks ahead. What's the next trend gonna be? What's the next this gonna be? How am I gonna compete with this? Am I falling behind? I can't take a week off because if I take a week off, a video doesn't come out. If a video doesn't come out, these people who watch me every week religiously are gonna forget about me and they're not gonna watch me 2 weeks from now. Even if that's not necessarily that case, I believe that's the fear behind it. And really professional people who are organized and plan things out or write the scripts for their streams.
Let's talk about gaming for a second, because you guys say that these guys are doing it for a job now, in which I would like to do it for a job because I work a 9 to 5. You know, I work the job that gets me the money. I wish I could be playing video games for money.
Think about your worst day at video games, though, when you're fed up at Call of Duty. Right? Well, now you have to go play that game for another 5 hours that day while people are talking about you and saying, wow, you're not doing too hot today. That was a bad shot. That was everything you're thinking in your head about the game. The bad day you're having at Call of Duty is basically being reaffirmed 900 times in your comments every second in front of you. You're not going to want that consistently. And then on top of it, it's not just video games. Once you become a star or a personality, it's your life, it's what you look like, it's what you're wearing, it's where you live.
I mean, it's what you sign up for. Look at Dr. Disrespect.
And I think at some point he's going to take a step back and take one of these hiatuses.
I mean, he got criticized on his anniversary, bro.
It takes a lot of courage to say, hey, I'm at the top of my craft. I'm 25 years old, but I'm not happy.
Like, I ain't bashing TV.
He's making millions of dollars a year, but he's going to step away and really probably pursue a whole different career, whether it be investments with his money, whether it's influencer on TikTok, whether he's just posting YouTube videos, because he still makes really good YouTube videos, and they don't have to be Fortnite. I think he's Fortnited out, but he's put himself in a hole of where he's the Fortnite guy. He's the guy that's killed Ninja, that's better than Ninja. When he can win tournaments, he's got the skill to win tournaments, but now he doesn't want to play Fortnite. He's Fortnited out. And trust me, I've been there where
I would have to say that he's, what did you say, how old he is again?
He's 25.
He's 25. Honestly, I'm gonna say this. I probably have the similar hours to gaming he has. I'm gonna say that. I probably have put equal to, you know? If not, it's probably maybe within the 200 hour or 300 hour range, you know? I'm 26, he's 25. I play video games almost every single day, just like he does. I know he probably puts in the extra 4 hours a day, you know? But I'd have to agree with him. I'm burnt out too. But at the same time, it's just such a hobby that you have that he's going to have trouble doing that. I know he's going to have trouble stepping away. It's an addiction.
He might not be stepping away from video games. He might just be stepping away from video games publicly. All it takes is to make a burner account and not press stream, and you can still have your hobby.
Basically, yeah.
And no one knows it's you.
Yeah, he also might just want to do something else. He's so young. Maybe he wants to see if he can be the best at something else, because he's a very athletic person. You look at all of his content, he is base jumping, jumps off bridges, and
the story that you told me about him versing ninjas, that was great when you told me that. Yeah. And speaking of gaming, there's the UFC partnership right now with I don't know if it's Call of Duty, but FaZe Nick Mercs and Scump are supposed to battle at UFC something. They have it was all over Twitter, and then they're not like fighting. It's all promotion. So right now those are the two of the biggest first person shooter people, right? We got FaZe Nick Mercs and we have Optic Gaming Scump, you know.
And I think that's cool if it's coming from a place of like they're gaming at UFC. I don't know.
There's no relation to it at all.
The YouTubers who are trying to take on UFC fighters or WWE fighters just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. These people train their whole lives for this opportunity.
And they steal
for
their fucking
what?
fame.
For Jake Paul to get paid double the pay they'll ever make for a fight that he's gonna lose because he has no idea what he's doing. It's just a slap in the face.
Like I said, they're not fighting.
Well, I know, it's just the fact that these people are still probably getting paid more than the fighters.
I like that. Do you think Jake Paul is a fighter, or is he just a YouTuber?
I think you can become a fighter. I think from what I've seen of Jake Paul, he's really put his YouTube on hiatus, and it's focusing on boxing. And I think it's okay to change what you do as a career. I just think it's ridiculous to assume that you're better than someone who's put in their entire life to doing something and to be cocky about it.
It is crazy.
What did you call for that pizza?
Call for the pizza. I'm going like 15 minutes.
Look at your call log.
We're good.
Oh, I was just wondering when it was. When did you?
How long was the wait? Did she tell you?
45 minutes.
Yeah, she said 45.
Yeah, so we still got 15 minutes.
Awesome. Perfect, dude. That's awesome.
So I wanted to talk about Electric Forest was this weekend in EDM news, and
EDM news.
I was scrolling Facebook on my Electric Forest pages, as you know, as if I'm there, you know, in the groups, but I'm not there. I'm just an observer.
You're there.
And
I watched Taylor Swift's Eras tour. I was there.
And a obnoxious amount of posts of stolen phones. We talked about stolen phones, so it's bringing it back full circle.
You seen the video?
No, I didn't see the video, but I seen about 35 posts of people posting about, hey, I got my phone stolen, my buddy got their phone stolen. And yeah, Electric Forest was quite the thievery place this year.
That reminds me of the post maybe a year, 2 years back, of someone found a backpack and they opened it up and it was a bunch of phones wrapped in tinfoil. There was probably 100 in there. They were just stealing them from campsites.
It's ridiculous. And you know, these concerts, people are so high that you can go up to someone, steal their phone, and they won't even know.
Oh, you can take their goddamn earring off their ear.
They'll give you their fucking earring. Here, take it. Yeah, you're good.
It's like my dad. My sister went to it's like a Coachella type thing in Chicago this past weekend. And when I was a kid and went to North Coast, staying in a hotel was an absolute no. We had to ride the train home every night. And he told me she was staying in a hotel, and that's so much better. You get so messed up, like Luke said. You could take their clothes off their back, and they wouldn't notice. And you expect them to ride a train alone or with other kids who are just as messed up as them?
You know, like, I don't know why I just pictured that, but, like, you're just sitting there enjoying the show, and all of a sudden, like, you just feel this breeze, and you're just butt-ass naked. Someone undressed your head. Like, literally, though,
so
you know?
True.
It's weird to think about, but when you are on a psychedelic, when you're focusing on something, I guess something couldn't be focused on, you know?
You're drunk, you black out. We talked about that too in the car. You just come to at random points.
Oh, my 21st. Oh, God.
We'll have to come back to Luke's 21st when we got a little bit more time.
Please.
But
EDM news, I just looked up right here. Travel nurse couple shot and killed at EDM festival.
Forest? That happened at the Forest?
Let's hope not. Attending the EDM festival in Washington, was that right?
Oh, that was the Gorge. That was the Gorge shooting at Beyond Wonderland. Another page I'm in that I'm.
Oh, that was at a different festival?
There's a person.
You join these pages where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, where people talk about the festival. What is
this? Influencer, electronic music producer Akira Complex has died. Rest in peace. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, we didn't hear about that.
This was just in my news for EDM.
No, I found a rave person that I want to go see.
Really?
ANYMAs. They have like these crazy.
Say it again. Sorry.
visuals.
Say it again.
I don't know how to pronounce it. But it was this person. I saw a compilation of all their visuals from this year, and they're sick.
Oh, take a look at this show.
Very well done.
I'd lose my mind.
Dude,
This
it
reminds me
beautiful.
of a foreign DJ. This guy's definitely foreign. Or just really dope.
There's another one too that I found.
You know
That's
I would
how-
not want to be tripping.
You know
No.
how...
Like, that thing's coming out for me in the
Yeah.
woods.
Dude,
You
this
know-
one too. Like,
you know how scary?
Dude, that is beautiful.
Oh,
these are
hell
fucking
no.
Sick. Wait, there was another one.
I love that TikTok. With, this is me on 10 hits of Molly. Huge ass crowd. I love it.
Dude, they're insane.
Dude, hell yeah. I would definitely be like...
I would lose my mind.
I would fucking be like, I'm the Force! That's really fucking cool. You know how cool that would be to be there? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
To wrap up EDM, the last thing I had was Shaq played, and he accidentally called it Electric Zoo instead of Electric Forest. Electric Zoo is another EDM festival which he probably played. He got it mixed up in the hype.
Yikes.
And that's actually a common thing where
That's okay though, Shaq.
EDM DJs will say the wrong name all the time, and it's like, dude, it's hilarious. But
That's
yeah.
pretty good though. Hey, we'll take that as our EDM segment. Thank you, Alec, for that. No, I love that EDM segment. I'm in for that shit.
Imagine going to a concert, they say the wrong city though. What's up, Houston?
It's like,
Yeah. Toronto, yeah.
No, and
I'm so tired.
And the best part about it is that he's so into it. He's like, "What's up, Houston?" It's like, wait, dude. You know
no one
he's so
tells him
into
the whole
it.
show too, so he's like, Houston, but you're.
Oh, that'd be the worst. That'd be the worst. Houston, put your fucking hands up. And we're all...
Everyone keeps their hands down because we're not Houston.
Come on, guys.
Chicago's coming. We're not.
Oh god, that'd be pretty bad.
But yeah, Izzy, what are you a big Juice World fan or?
I am. I'm not gonna say I was. I just don't listen to it as much because it makes me sad. My
Yeah.
buddy KJ, he's friends with the producer Jay Craig, who worked with Juice World. So I know a lot of stories and how much it affected the people around him when he passed. So it's just a sad situation.
Because Juice WRLD is from the south side of Chicago, which is very close to where we are right now. So he has a crazy story. I would going down that rabbit hole on YouTube, looking up all his interviews, his story.
I think they just released a song.
He did just 2 days ago, and it
Did you watch the documentary on HBO Max?
on Juice.
Yeah.
No, I don't have HBO, sadly.
Oh, just pirate it. It's
I
fine.
have to.
Juice would appreciate you pirating
It wasn't on YouTube, so they're doing good things of keeping those shows off of YouTube.
You
Those
could probably look up like part 1.
But I thought it was cool. Juice WRLD first release was in 2015 under the name Juice the Kid. He released his first track titled Forever, and then he quickly changed his name to Juice WRLD, and his name is inspired from Tupac. Tupac has a movie called Juice, and so he wanted to pay homage to Tupac. And also it said he started doing drugs when he was in 6th grade. So that would explain.
Yeah, I smoked a
life.
cigarette when I was 6, so.
Yeah, it really just depends.
He said he was listening to Future songs and that.
Oh.
It was kind of just part of growing up. Like, if you wanted to listen to Future, you had to do what Future is rapping about. So it's
Yeah,
just like,
I
this is
fuck with
cool. I
Future.
went down that rabbit hole. It was fucking awesome.
He's like an awesome
Love Juice
lyricist.
WRLD. Yeah, he is.
There's some
Really
weird
cool.
stories on him with that, you know,
I don't
all
trust
these, you know what I mean? All these artists have their little stories with the underage women bullshit. You know what I mean? We don't need to talk about that, but like, I fuck with Future. Yeah, he's got that flow. Well, I'm sorry.
I fuck Future, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Right? I fuck Future. Hey, Future.
Shout
But
out
he's got a
Future.
good flow. He's got a good flow.
Yeah, Juice and Future. They had an album together.
Juice and Future did?
They did. Juice has a ton of music out for passing away at the age of 21.
That's too young.
It really was, but he was making music since 15, so he has 6 full years of
He would just,
non-stop
like, freestyle.
catalog. Yeah, he's a freestyle god. But yeah, my random car thought of the week: fuck Phil Rivers. Dude was the
It's
most
an interesting fucking card.
Dude was the most overrated quarterback. These old heads romanticizing Phil Rivers for no fucking reason. Dude was he tough? Kinda. Like, I don't know what the deal is.
That's okay, I guess. So let's go to Original Roots, right? Hey, this is a new segment called Original Roots. The Original Roots, right? Remember how we did that one?
Love that.
Original Roots. Dun-dun-dun-dun. We have the shower song.
Bump this in the shower.
It's just like these shower songs. They just, you're sitting there, you're washing your hair, you got all that soap on you, right? And that water's brushing down, and all of a sudden you're just like, annihilate, I'm wide awake, be very afraid. You just like start singing this song. I don't know, it just pops up right, but that's what it was. Annihilate, Metro Boomin, Sway Lee, Lil Wayne, and Offset.
What a good song.
Annihilate.
Wasn't it Metro Boomin last week too?
He probably was.
Metro!
He probably was, honestly. Who cares, though?
Metro knows his steps.
Actor of the week. We had seen Izzy. What did we see?
The Mule.
The Mule. We seen The Mule. Clint Eastwood, a couple other great actors. But the actor of the week is in that movie as well. Bradley Cooper.
Hey, Bradley Cooper.
Alec, you want to say a little something about Bradley?
I think Bradley's most known for his voice of Rocket Raccoon. And nothing else, not his good looks, just his voice work.
What about Star is Born?
Nope, just his voice work.
Anything
and
else?
animation.
Only strictly.
Jeez
Strictly
Louise.
No,
CGI
I
voice
just
acting.
love that we weren't sold on the movie until we saw Bradley
No,
Cooper.
I turned this movie on, and I turned this movie. No. Hear me out. I turned this movie on. She walks in. She goes, "What are we watching?" She walks in her room. I'm like, "Can we just sit down and watch this?" Right? No, let me speak. Don't say it. I said, "Can we just watch this?" Finally, she sits down and she goes, "What are we watching?" I put on this movie. It's called I don't even know what it's about. I don't know what it's about. I like those movies. You just turn something on, you have no idea, and right away I'm sitting there. What the fuck is going on, dude? Like, I'm about to turn this off. I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to understand it.
Just an old man walking around.
Yeah, just
for
this,
a while.
and then all of a sudden, we're winding up. Sees Bradley Cooper.
Bradley.
We paused the movie.
Bradley!
We paused the movie. We had to let the dog out, but we ended up finishing the movie. The movie of the week, as I finished that, is The Mule.
What would you rate it?
10 out of 10.
Really?
10 out of 10.
Where can I watch this film?
Netflix.
Netflix. I have a Netflix subscription.
She
Fuck
gives it
yeah.
a 10. Wow, that's interesting that
I'll
you give
have to
it a
watch
10.
that.
Are you really giving it a 10?
I want to give it a 9 because the ending leaves a couple things that are unexplored, but I give it a 10 out of 10 because it gives Clint Eastwood such a good send-off.
But that movie was like 4 years ago.
I know, but Has he
5
made
years
any
ago.
more since
I think he has, and I thought that movie was so recent. That's why I started saying that. Like I thought because
that might change my vote.
No, because we started talking about how Lady Gaga did her great performance with Tony Bennett. God Almighty, beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Paramount.
If you have not seen that as well,
Paramount.
You know who Tony Bennett is?
No.
Old school. If I rule the world, you know that you'll know his voice right away.
Okay.
You know, Lady Gaga sends him off with this beautiful performance to end his career, and she just sits there impatiently with this guy that has what does he have?
Alzheimer's.
He has Alzheimer's, dude. But he gets on stage and remembers everything, dude. It makes no sense.
Into it so he can remember
the whole
lyrics.
entire time. Doesn't even say Lady Gaga's name.
She doesn't say thank you for seeing me. It's literally the whole time. Thank you for seeing Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett's here. We're here for this man. Thank you, Mr. President, for being here. But Tony Bennett's the man.
Finally, what happens at the end or whatever?
They go to say goodbye, and she's walking him off the stage, and she's literally just letting him applaud.
It's all about Tony.
And she's holding him up and slowly walking him off the stage, and he goes to smile and wave, and she's just patient with him. It is just the most beautiful sense of humanity, and she tells stories. It's
so good because this guy's classic. You've probably seen him in Bruce Almighty. He has a small little clip in there, but I don't know.
He's like Frank Sinatra level.
But she gives him this beautiful welcome and going, and then finally he says, Lady Gaga, and she goes, her face fucking melts because oh my God, he said my name. It was like that.
For the first time in years, he remembered her.
It was wild, and it was really good.
Or he knew all along and just never wanted to get rid of it. Just kidding, just kidding.
No, but I thought about that
just kidding,
when I'm old, I'm gonna do that.
Just be an asshole.
I'm gonna be a total...
You gonna bake some shit on me?
Yeah, there's all
You gonna... Oh, okay, now I see how it is. Okay, alright.
Yeah. How else am I gonna get away with doing dumb stuff?
But that is the original Roots. Thank you very much for that as well. Because we're always gonna stick to the original Roots.
Of course. And I think that'll wrap up this podcast. That's going on almost an hour.
Episode 3 in the making.
Yeah, we didn't get to the NBA talk. Maybe that could be a separate thing. But yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Q&O. We're out.